And good evening, everyone. The AFR Tier 2 at Silverstone tonight. Tonight I'm joined with both Seb and T-Mac. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hello. Hello,
Yes.
everyone that is with us. I see we have Bandcamp in the chat. Cloudy qualifying and dry race, so two dry sessions straight off the bat as Pepsi, our championship leader, the first car out of the pits, along with two Red Bulls, a Haas, Aston Martin, two AlphaTauris, and two Alpines by the look of it.
Heads up, Trent, you're streaming the AFR logo right now.
What?
You're streaming the AFR logo.
Why is it not?
Bear with us.
Alright, now we go. Is that better? Might have held on.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Guys,
Alright.
set up new keybinds tonight. Obviously, that's that shouldn't have been on.
So, hello Mikau. Congratulations on your race win. If you weren't watching, Tier 1, Mikau won the race in the AlphaTauri, followed by Hero and Potsy. So that was our podium for the Tier 1 race. As we're about to truly get underway with qualifying, as Pepsi's about to cross the start-finish line, 15 or so minutes left in this qualifying session. And Trin, take us away for a lap of Silverstone, a track that you very much hate.
Beautiful track. Well, into one. Abby through there, now into two, coming into three. This is a really tight corner, so I want to get in and hit that, almost hit that curb. Same with turn four. A little bit off the apex there. Exit's really crucial here, so there's a lot of time in that. Coming up to turn six here, Brooklands. Again, want to brake just before the 50 board and get right into the curb. So just about done. Luffield. Tricky corner. There's a couple of different lines the boys like to take. He's taking a very narrow line. Good exit. Coming up to Cops now. This corner might not be flat on the medium tyres. We'll see how he goes. Slight lift. Keeps it within the limit, so good corner there for him. Coming down to Maggots and Beckett's. Fast corners. 8th, down to 7th, down to 6th, down to 5th. Again, do want to get on the exit there without touching the grass. He does that beautifully. Coming now up to Stowe. Again, a very tricky corner again. Want to brake just before the 50. We'll get down to 6, even 50 up. Really good exit, keeps it in the road. Really good corners through there. Again on the exit, through club. And of course he goes on the pole. No surprise there.
The first lap of the session goes on the pole. Quantum effect goes 6/10 better on the soft tires nonetheless. So championship leader sitting in P2 right now. Sitting comfortably. T-Mac, anything to note so far?
You'd be disappointed to know nothing too much other than was a yellow flag and then there was an AlphaTauri off. Might have been Psycho. Oh, maybe Silverstone.
Yeah.
Might be a bit quiet there, teammate.
Oh, am I?
Just a tad. Leave Pepsi going for another lap.
Oh.
My god. Mika crosses the line at 28.36, 2 tenths off King J and
Bullies around.
Saxa 28.5 with Bullies around as well. Sector 1, turn 2.
Let's see this rejoin.
I think
Yeah,
you're
maybe
back.
be careful.
He has to go, yeah. He's going to get the qualification countdown soon.
See our keepers. Keepers about to start a lap. Could be a quick one.
Say that, he's been one of the worst qualifiers in Tier 2, but the best starters. So, it's the Mercedes. It's down the main straight into Abbey. Flat out right-hander, 8th gear, no worries about that one. Throw the car into turn 3, now you're heading into the loop of turn 4 and 5. I know T-Mac, you were working closely with Keeper in Tier 2 up until Imola last week. Were you saying anything to him before the race tonight, or just letting him go with his devices and do his own thing?
He was asking some pretty concerning questions, I can't lie, but I just gave him a few pointers on how to take some lines, and yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I hope your pointers weren't about Luffield, which is turn 7. He just went through that because his line was pretty bad, and even Cops.
I told him that.
Well wide.
I told him he was allowed to do that.
Oh, well.
Keeper does what he wants sometimes.
Although it's not the worst lap in the world right now.
We'll soon find out. These drivers are completing their first lap. I believe Andrew Cat on an out lap, about to start his first run on the soft tyres in the Aston Martin.
He'll be one to look out for this session.
Yeah, definitely sitting P3 in the championship, 8 points behind Quantum Effect, who is pitting in provisional P1, who's in the
he's
pit
already
in that Red Bull.
invalidated.
Yeah, already invalidated. So not going the way of the Aston Martin at the moment. Key Butt sets a time. It's, well, T-Mac, you said it wasn't that bad of a lap, but he's currently sitting last of the timed running so far.
Ruthless.
Jump on board with Bandcamp here. See how the Dragon goes.
If there's anyone in this world you don't expect an invalid lap from, it's this man.
Yeah.
You might eat your words there. We'll see how the rest of the lap goes.
Might have just jinxed him right there, but we will see. The cleanest driver on the grid, in my opinion at least, and one of the most consistent, although he doesn't bring together in quality, it certainly brings it together in the race. A podium last time around in Imola, his first of the season, of P3, obviously behind Quantum Effect and Buffalo Pepsi. He sits fourth in the championship, and that's a strong fourth of the season he's had so far. A purple set to one coming out of the McLaren driver. So left field, there's a Ferrari, stricken Ferrari to the right that looks like it was Bully. On the run down the cops. Yeah, on the run down the cops. You see that lift right there. You can take it flat, but you need a lot of confidence and trust in not only yourself, but the car and the tyres and conditions itself to be able to do that. Rolls his way through Magus and Bexes through Chapel onto the hanger straight. DRS wide open, as you can see. Ferrari up ahead of Apollo Pepsi, just weaving down the straight, getting some heat into his tyres for his second run of the session. Bandcamp missing the apex of Stowe. That'll cost him a bit of time, a couple of tenths right there, braking at the start of that curb on the right hand side. Get down to second gear. Now he's rounding through out of Vale into Club. Final corner. No worries there. 27.7. He chucks himself into P3, half a tenth in front of Vassar, as Quantum Effect and Apollo Pepsi have started their laps.
On board with Pepsi, championship leader. He's got himself a nice little margin at the moment, so I'd imagine he'd be wanting to stick it right on pole and continue that trend of the moment.
We have to keep in mind he did set his first time on the medium tyres. How's that first sector split going to be? He's a tenth and a bit up as Bully has left the session, so hopefully he can get back in. Standard Bully stuff, standard Ferrari stuff to be honest. They tend to have issues with connections a lot. Simdogger, Bully. Nevertheless, Pepsi, he's someone who hasn't had much issues this season, been pretty straightforward for him, barring Monaco. 6 wins to his name. Yeah, he's looking very good. He's the man to beat. As I said, 6 wins to his name, 8 podiums, that 1 DNF.
Using every bit of the road there, even the grass.
He's half a second up on his time. He will probably look
tight
to get P1 here.
Yeah, looking at P1 as T-Mac says, misses the apex. He's, as T-Mac says, up 5 tenths on his time. He's got some time to gain in this last sector though. If there's anything to go by with the time differential between the soft and the medium tyres, he's almost hitting that outside orange sausage curve. He's about to cross the line. He goes into provisional pole, 27.0. Quantum Effect could not improve on his time. He pits. He will be looking for that last run later on in the session, but Bandcamp also out on the track. He pits. Psycho jumps Bandcamp into P4.
wow.
Unlucky not to get a podium last time around, Psycho. He finished P4 in Imola, and he's looking strong at the moment in that Alpha Tower.
Might jump on board with Meeker as he's about to start a lap. Meeker's had a pretty good start to the season so far. A few up and down results. I think he'd like to get the jump on his teammate this weekend. Try and build a little bit of momentum coming into the rounds coming up.
Well, early stages suggest that the case with Endocat having no lap on the board, but Mika was trying to focus Endocat before the race. Endocat, his eyes on Pepsi, but Mika just being a bit more realistic, telling him to worry about just doing the best he can and finishing the best of the rest. Because to be perfectly honest with you, the way Pepsi has been driving, he's been in a league of his own when he has been on it, which he has been for, I'd say, at least 7 of the 9 races we've had so far. But nevertheless, yeah. Oh, Mika very wide. We see that a fair bit. He should back out of his lap, but we'll see what he does.
Might have lost a bit of time there. Not sure. He was pretty wide. See how he goes.
Oh,
He's up. Oh yeah, he's down on his lap. So he'll probably bring this one into the pits. Might jump on and decelerate. His lap is still valid, of course.
We have decelerate. I believe Saxa on the lap, and then Vasa to follow. Let's see, Mika. Oh, that might be Endocat. No, it is Mika. Excuse me. But decelerate. Out of club. Across the line, P5. So putting himself between those top 4 and the rest of the grid. 2 tenths separated by him, Mr. Spicer, and himself and Psycho. With Saxus coming to the pit, so Vasa about to start a lap now in the other Alfa Romeo.
Yellow's in someone Mercedes off ahead in sector 1.
King J jumps up to P3, only 2 milliseconds behind quantum effect.
Yeah.
And he's
season, but
yeah. This could be a turnaround indeed. He's currently in P7 in the championship. He's had the pace, and that shows it right there, splitting the 2 Red Bulls who are separated by 300ths of a second. But he's just going to put a race together, and he could very well jump up those tier 2 standings right now. Vasa heading through Brooklands and Luffield, turn 6 and 7, now into Woodcote, turn 8, not really much of a corner. But, you know, time to gain. If you keep that car as tight to the right hand side as possible, you will see slight time advantage. Now to Cops, a slight lift. Not full
Pretty
confidence
committed
at all. Still very committed, yes indeed. Maggots, Beckett's into Chapel here and wind down those gears, lift off the throttle, rake it a little bit, get the DRS open. He's up 4 tenths. This is a strong lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. A purple sector 2 from him as he heads down to the final sector into Stowe. He's throwing that car into the corner. Oh, he's so committed. Beautiful indeed. You see that red flashing light in the bottom corner of your screen. That's the fuel light going. He's low on fuel as he heads through the final 3 corners into club. Over that inside curb, crosses the line into P2. Just in front of Quantum Effect in the Red Bull, but not as good as Polo Pepsi.
Ando just had a spin at Cops there as well, by the way. Just kept it out of the walls, fortunately.
He has not set a lap yet.
Yeah, this seems to be a theme with Ando Cat. He doesn't really get those laps out. But Vasa, unable to beat Pepsi, as said before, league of his own.
Keeper up 2 tenths at the moment.
He's won the fuel.
Yeah, he's can go.
One of the few on a lap is T-Mac. I believe you were going to say something. Were you going to?
Oh, I was just mentioning how close this field was. It was pretty similar to last week, how close the field was. This one even closer. Vasa, half a second up, he went from almost outside the top 10 all the way
Oh!
There you
He
go!
kicked it out of the wall.
Oh!
So be careful of... Yeah, you got to be careful of that Alfa Romeo coming through Cops. All as well. But that's certainly pride damaging.
It's alright, he has time to just come into the pits and go again.
Yeah, it's time indeed. As you were saying, T-Mac. One of the drivers... Oh, yeah, go on.
With a 37.4.
Well, I'm surprised Ando didn't pit because he could have gone onto a new set of softs.
Exactly.
And then done another lap, but I guess Ando does what Ando does.
You stay out.
Sitting in P15.
Those tyres will be fried.
Well, the thing he does have, going for him is the fact. Oh, there's an invalidation.
Oh dear.
Now, does he have the fuel?
Does
he have the fuel?
He does.
I don't think he has the time.
I think he's got. I think he's got the time. If he can get back into the pits here, it'll be pretty tight. It's very tight.
Realistically, he needs to click leave at about 2 minutes 10. He was purple first sector, by the way, guys. That was a unit 0.47 in the first. Pepsi was a 5.9 in the first. So
gotta keep in mind Pepsi did set his time 8 minutes ago, so a bit of track evolution under these overcast conditions.
I think Ando might be starting from the back here. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get a lap in.
No, he's got to be quick. He's going to be so quick. His teammates. He's lucky his teammates already left the pit. That is Mika leaving the garage right now.
He just ends at 2:30. I don't think he's going to get one in.
Oh, the pit lane's so long. I don't think so either, T-Mac.
Oh, everyone's in the gravel.
Yeah, who's that? Nemo.
There was a Ferrari in the gravel. Was that Bull?
Lucky nobody coming through on a lap there. That could have been very awkward.
Well, Mr. Spicer will be the first of the final lot to do a lap time.
Has Ando still isn't out yet. I'd say he's cutting it pretty tight now if he's even leaving.
Well, he needs to leave with about 2 minutes left in the time, otherwise I don't think he will get a lap out.
He might be conceding
out of his stall
and just starting 15th.
Yeah, no way.
He will have to.
Wow, that is big.
Here we go, Mr. Spicer sitting in P6 in that Alpine, turn 1, turn 2, Avian Farm, into turn 3, blaming the brakes, hit that car in third gear, now he heads to the arena, also known as the loop, turn 4, he's trying to get that car into the corner, struggling with a bit of understeer at low speed. Now through 5, DRS open as he goes down this first DRS straight on the run to Brooklands, the Wellington straight, turn 6, throw that car in late apex, 4th gear. Keep that car as left as possible as you go into left field right-hander. Keep it tight, and be careful not to go too early in the throttle to spin the wheels up too much. Looks pretty good so far from the Alpine driver through Woodcote on the run down to Cops, the most difficult corner on the track. Let's see how he handles this. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. He's not going to invalidate though. He's lucky. He just kept it wide enough that the game doesn't invalidate him now. Maggots, Beckett's. Listen to that car go down the gears. And Bully disqualified. He's biting into a dangerous location. It's unfortunate for him, but down the hanger straight.
I believe that might have been a purple mid.
Yeah, it flashed up purple for a second there. It didn't give us a split, however.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't purple, but it was almost.
Oh, he's invalidated. He's gone wide at Stowe.
Oh, no.
Pepsi's going slow. I wonder if he's invalidated.
Oh, no, Spice is just fun, so that's his second.
Yeah, Pepsi's invalidated, so his time is not going to improve. So.
Wow, so this is a big chance for Vasa, King J, Wingman.
Wingman's on a lap right now, and Vasa's
just started his lap.
Very close to him. I think this is going to hurt Vasa here.
King J is down the line. He's just gone through Cops right now, heading into Maggots and Beckett's, finally finishing out this final sector. It all comes down to this. Pepsi will not be able to improve in his time. T-Mac has said he's invalidated, and I'm pretty sure that is the case. As King J heads through the final sector, DRS open. He's down in his time. It doesn't look like he can improve much, but can he be able to snatch P2? It looked like that might be a chance at the moment. He's got 300s to gain in this final sector as he goes through Stowe. Oh, so close. Look how close he gets to that outside line as we head through the final 3 corners. Oh, Vale Club. Oh, he's spun the round and he's gone around.
That's his session.
That is his session indeed.
He's up
Wingman
to
right now. He's got a purple middle sector as well, Trinity. A purple middle sector. Red Bull driver Pepsi has retired in the pits from the session. He will not be improving. That is 100% confirmed. It's down to the Red Bull, the Alfa Romeo, and the other Red Bull. Quantum effect. Wingman now through the final 3 corners. He's got Vale, he's got Club. It's all about this traction. He gets it down as he goes a tight line to the line. He takes pole position. But look at Vavassa who comes one. He can't improve. Now it's all down to corner effect. He is not up on his time, boys. He's not up in his time.
Oh,
2 more corners to navigate. He gets that throttle down. He goes to the inside. As he crosses the line, he improves into P3. But he doesn't pit Pepsi. Wingman into pole position at the death. Pepsi invalidation means he can't improve on his provisional pole time, and he will be starting P2 in this race, sandwiched by the Red Bulls.
Great job from the Red Bull boys there. 1 and 3 again. Driving very well at the moment. Pepsi probably wishing he had his teammate up there to help him, but we all know Pepsi is strong enough. He can do it on his own.
Yeah, this really interesting.
Wingman snatches pole position by 0.18 of a second. Apollo Pepsi, the championship leader in P2, followed closely by Wingman C-Mac Corner Effect in P3. Cycling the AlphaTauri, strong performance in P4. That's gone over our heads very much. 4/10 off the pole position time.
Very good from Cycle.
Yeah, he jumps Vassa by 6,000 of a second.
Yeah,
King J in the Haas.
Pretty good pace.
King J in the Haas, P6, and Mr. Spicer in P7. Accelerate P8, Mika P9, the Dragon in P10. 9/10 off of pole. Nemo, Keeper, Saxa, Nut, and Andocat all set times, but outside the top 10, and Bully disqualified from the session. He starts from the back end. The big surprise from all this, Andocat not getting that lap out, starting from the back of the grid with Bully.
Yeah, I'd say the pressure got to him a bit there. Before the race, so he was a bit rattled. He was really concerned about beating Pepsi here because he's But he's P2 in the standings at the moment.
Well, he's P3.
P3,
He
yes.
trails Quantum by 8 points. He's in front of Ban by 23. So he should have Ban coming, but he's got a lot of work to do in front of him. T-Mac, you were going to say something in the
Oh,
leaderboards?
no, there was just a bit of. I think I just saw a glitch, but I was seeing if you saw it, but as well, but it wasn't very important.
That's alright.
Well,
I'll be interested to
I
see
wonder
if
what
anyone
people done.
starts on the mediums here. Not the preferred strategy choice, I'd like to think. As we've seen in the last 2 races, the mediums can go to almost the whole stretch of the race. So
Yeah,
leaves
well,
the window open for a safety car for sure for the soft runners to pit under.
and we have seen 2 early safety cars as well in both Tier 3 and Tier 1. The races earlier on, one on lap 2, I believe, and one on lap 6, which
So
is
we've got
around when that pit window opens.
Nemo and Nut both choosing to start on the
Yeah.
medium tyre. The rest of the grid has elected the soft tyre.
Yeah, the medium tyre, it's not the worst race tyre, especially starting on it. You can keep with the softs and you can actually keep a pretty consistent pace the whole race. It's just that if there is a safety car, they're going to be the unlucky ones from the strategy. Everyone else will be able to pit and they might be in first and second for a little while, but they'll be stuck 30 seconds back from the pit stop.
Well, yeah, 2 drivers that don't have the luxury of doing that are Wingman and Corner Effect. Both have similar pace, both very fast, and both up there fighting with Pepsi at the moment. And if a safety car does come out, Corner Effect at the moment looks like he'd be the loser in that situation with Wingman, obviously in P1. And they're both on the soft tyres, which is what they qualified on. So no wet quality means they don't get a free choice of tyres and they don't get to split strategy. And that's just the way the cookie can crumble from time to time.
Keeper is a little bit off the pace from wasting lap.
We've seen in the past, Keeper likes to do his own formation lap. He gets the tyres up the temp in his own way. Again, might have to, as of last week as well, Keeper gained, I think it was 5 or 7 positions off the...
I think it was 8.
8 was it?
It was massive.
It was
Massive amount. What's the prediction he get? What position do you think we'll get up to here?
I reckon he'll get
P9
5 after the first lap.
Well, I don't know. I think because he's not starting at the back, the very back. He's starting P12. There's still 4 cars behind him. I think he'll get Nemo. I think he'll be optimistic through. I don't know. He'll definitely be somewhere in the top 10, but it won't be much or as impressive as Imola.
Just for the spectators in the stream at the moment, everyone on softs, barring Nemo in 11th and Nut in 14th. Trin, you might want to get that graphic up if I were you, just as before we start.
Yep, just through there. So interesting to see how their races go. For them, they'll be hoping for a late safety car at best, but we'll have to see how we go. We'll let you take this one away, Seb.
Thank you, as we wait on Keeper and Bully to round off this grid of 16 here in Tier 2, the final race in Britain for Season 7. As the cars get set, the formation lap is finished, it's time for racing. We wait on those 5 red lights to send us on the way. They are out, and it is time for racing. Looks like Pepsi got a pretty good start there in P2, but not good enough to jump Wingman. But Psycho, another brilliant start. He's up to P3, once again jumping a Red Bull like Imola last week. So far looks pretty good, but Vasa going very deep into turn 3, as they all look pretty clean so far. No real incidents at the moment. Bully at the back there, but it all looks pretty clean so far, guys. As there's our Bandcamp up into P7. Oh, there's a crash to the back. Nut and Nemo around. Nut and Nemo around.
The 2 medium runners. Probably the last thing they wanted.
Last thing they wanted to do. Poor starts. Just see, 2 wide, even 3 wide. Bandcamp and King J through the second sector. Out of left field they go. The McLaren on the outside, the Haas on the inside. Looks like their Bandcamp got a better run out of the corner,
Quantum's
but
got to run on Psycho here.
And Quantum does
Are they
run
going
on
to do it?
Psycho.
Oh! That must have been so close.
Side by side through Copter's suicide, but those 2 get out unscathed. The Red Bull getting past the sister team of the AlphaTauri at the moment. And so far, the things are looking pretty good. It's been pretty clean so far, as we said. Apart from Nut and Nemo, the 2 medium runners, everything pretty line of stern. As we're going to have a little bit of a snake down this hangar straight. As Bully's gone off in the second sector, I believe, as well.
Yeah, tough start for Bully from the looks of it, as well as Nemo and Nut, both on the medium tyres.
Very sad.
On top of that,
Fortunately, Keeper hasn't made a single position.
Yeah.
Keeper hasn't made a single position. Wingman crosses the line in P1, followed by Apollo Pepsi. Quantum Effect crucially outside of that DRS range of the top two. So we could just see those top two pull away with it right now, but we have a very lengthy train from P3 all the way down to P13. Anocat rears that train. He'll be looking to make some moves down the line. He starts on the soft tyres. And pretty sure it's just from 1 to P13, all soft runners.
Yeah, Nuts come into the pits already, so that's unfortunate for him. So he's probably going to put on another set of mediums. The softs won't make it from here.
That is tough for him. He needed a good race here.
Yeah, starting to get the train now.
Anocat down the field. He's looking around the outside of Keeper.
Yeah, we're looking to want to get through pretty quick here.
Yeah, he needs to. As you see, Keeper has dropped off the DRS range. I think you were just about to mention that. Right, rudely cut you off as Keeper's getting a bit out of shape through cops. This might open the door for Anocat. Oh, Keeper just holding enough speed, but Anocat can have a chance down the hanger straight on the run to Stowe.
See if
he can maintain this pace. Oh,
Wingman here. He's just settling in behind. He's not using any ERS. I'd say he's waiting for the DRS to be enabled before he has a go at him, and it'll be probably impossible for him to break that gap anyway. So it could be a very interesting race between his front two. So I've already bridged 1.6 seconds to Quantum here, who's the head of the train all the way back down to P12.
Wow, Keeper's fighting it so hard with Ando here, and in fact managed to keep ahead.
Great defending from the Mercedes driver, as T-Mac was pointing out, able to keep in front of Anocat, who has shown he's got the superior pace throughout the season, but all eyes should be drawn to Wingman and Pepsi right now.
Yeah, Pepsi's all over
front
him.
runners,
Might want to get
he's all over him.
Quick.
They both have similar amounts of ERS, both using the ERS now as they go down the Wellington straight on the rung down to Brooklands. Pepsi doesn't have enough straight line speed. He's not using any of that ERS as well to get a move done as he edges very close through that braking zone of Brooklands into Luffield. This long, tedious right-hander of turn 7. And so far, I don't think any moves were done, but we have the DRS train indeed. It is alive.
Ando has got Keeper. That's probably the only move so far, so he'll now be looking at Saxa, but a 2-second gap. Probably going to struggle to catch the train now, I'd like to think, but with that many cars in it, he might be able to do it.
Pepsi within 3/10 here onto the hanger straight. It should be easy enough. DRS assistance, a little bit of ERS as well. Around the outside of the Red Bull driver. He's got that move done before the corner. And so far, Pepsi takes the lead with Wingman trailing him at the moment, but we'll see if the Red Bull has a reply in the next lap or so. And the field doesn't look like Saxa, who is the closest battle on track with Mika at the moment, is able to get a move, but Mika's just flirting.
Yeah, he's flirting with DRS there. It's not something you want to do early race. This could make or break his entire race, this.
The Aston Martin's really struggling here. See Pepsi saying the fastest lap.
So the yellow flag ahead?
Oh, who's round?
Someone around.
Quantum's gone around.
Quantum Effect's round.
And he's round again.
Wow, and he has to block his yellow right there.
Wow. So Quantum Effect goes around, Decelerate gets blocked, and that allows Anocat up
Wingman
into
and Pepsi.
P10. And Wingman and Pepsi now.
Wingman did have a look around the outside, but Pepsi was good enough to just hold the inside and fend Wingman off one more time. That's
unlucky for Quantum there. P3 at the time, he's going to be spewing with that, now down to P12. I'm not sure if he got any damage from that, as Decelerate did hit him probably substantial enough to cause some wing damage. Be interested to see if Decelerate even has some wing damage from that.
Mika has lost out to Saxa, and Quantum Effect has very much lost out to Anocat. The battle for P2 in the championship separated by 8 points, and right now that may drop down to 7, but with this race goes on and Anocat shows some pace, that could very much change. Right now though, grid looks like it's pretty stable so far. He's getting close, he's not really going for it though. And
Wingman will probably settle in now, I think. There's probably only another handful of laps till we get the first lot of pit stops. Probably save up his ERS a bit for a strong push just before and just after the initial pit stops.
Well, we saw in Tier 1, lap 5, where Big Al initiated some undercuts, which happened in lap 6, but you know that safety car came out from Batemate crashing at the final corner, turn 18 on the exit of the club. Put out safety car and really helped those guys who didn't pit, didn't go for the undercut, went for the overcut. But nevertheless, different
Quantum
situation
has
at the
come
moment.
into the pits there, so he can put on the mediums here and make the end, so it's not the end of the world for him, especially if a safety car comes out, but it is going to be a long, hard race for the Red Bull driver now.
Bandcamp and Mr. Spicer exchanging positions into Brooklands through Luffield. McLaren showing some great race pace as he usually does throughout every single race he does, to be honest with you.
Saxa,
But Saxa,
great exit on Kingdom. Must have caught him napping there, I think.
Yeah, Saxa saved the DRS well. It was perfectly planned.
Bullies round again, unfortunately. It's going to be a very long race for the Ferrari driver, I think.
you can see King J through cops is sort of struggling as he got behind Saxa through dirty hair. Ooh.
Around the outside, doesn't get the move done. It almost goes off track there, but he's going down the inside of the Abbey chicane. Keeps it. Pepsi keeps the lead. One more lap.
Yeah, Pepsi will fight this one hard. It's one of the more defending drivers out there on the grid. He'll definitely leave you every little bit of track.
Mika has got that position on Saxa. As Saxa picks up the 3-second time penalty. So, first time penalty got right there. Oh, T-Mac, you might be able to check if any of these front runners have any warnings to their name, but Wingman is all over the back of Pepsi right now, down the back of the Wellington Straight. He's using that DRS and the ERS that is at his disposal. He's looking around the outside into Brooklands. Wingman trying to hold it. Pepsi's shoving him off the track. No love lost between these two. The Ferrari and the Red Bull driver going through and out of Luffield. They go side by side. This could be suicide into tops. Wingman's pulling ahead, and Wingman will take P1. Pepsi's done the smart thing. He's pulled out, as Trin was about to say.
Yeah, Pepsi doesn't have to fight that one too hard. The DRS coming up on the hanger straight here. Can easily get this move back into Stowe. So interesting to see what he does here. He might try and recover a little bit of ERS here. Probably used a bit trying to defend that.
Well, they might have another go here. Just to note, Andocat has caught up to the back of that P7 DRS train led by his teammate Mika. Pepsi right now.
Going for Psycho here. Just can't get the move done.
Might still have another go here.
That's a very good shout, T-Mac, because as he said, he was having a look, but what that's meant is he's had a bad line through Vale, and that's really cost him some time to the AlphaTauri driver, and it's left him somewhat vulnerable to the McLaren behind, who could very much put a fight onto him down the Wellington Straight on the run to Brooklands. But Pepsi, Wingman, well, another chapter is about to go off. Pepsi's gone round! Pepsi's gone round! He's left the rear tyres in the Ferrari, and he's in the dirt. He's going to fall down positions as well. You see all those cars go by him. He's going to be careful to rejoin as well. Good shout. Saxa gets by.
All the way down to P9. Sorry, P8
He's got to watch out for those rear tyres as well. They will be stinking hot.
Oh, and he's gone again.
Oh, no.
This is massive.
The leader goes from first to almost last. He's out of the points.
Needs to take his time here. Just admit that the tyres are hot, and he just needs to take the next half of this lap pretty chill, I think. As Wingman's picked up a penalty.
Yeah, he had one warning. When you ask him to get one warning, you must pick him another 2, but he already has that 3-second gap, so unless it's a safety car, not a hell of a lot to worry about.
Very good gap here for him, fortunately. So a safety car will definitely ruin Wingman's day, as he was just saying there, T-Mac.
Well, the Red Bull driver has done the hard yards. He put the championship leader under pressure, and the championship leader bottled, although that championship leader does have a massive gap on him, 95 points to quantum affect his teammate in the driver's standings. Every race does count, but this race isn't over. Pepsi does have time to claw his way back up the field, and the safety car may help him here or there, but nevertheless, Wingman leads with that 3-second time penalty, currently a net 1.2 second lead for the Red Bull driver to the AlphaTauri.
Surprised nobody's pit yet.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Lap 8, I'd say at least half the grid will come in this lap. I'd be very surprised if a handful of drivers don't pit this lap here, because it's a nice undercut here around Silverstone.
Nice undercut indeed. Go on, T-Mac.
I'm not sure if this is right, but Pepsi looked like he backed it into the wall when he spun. Does he potentially have some rear wing damage? That could start hamper him for the rest of the race.
That's definitely a possibility. He did get very close. I'm not sure if he did. He might have kept it out, but
maybe.
it was very close. He's lucky he didn't hit the wall.
Well, Psycho, potentially lucky he didn't get a warning there. If you go wide enough there, you can avoid it. But he does
Is that
have
Pepsi around
the
again?
alpha mount. Oh, is he? Is he? It's
Bully.
a bully's out. He's
Bully just
out. That's a
bullies
safety
out.
car.
Safety car. Oh, that's
This is
Not
massive. That Decelerate was the only driver in that lead pack to pit before, so he might lose out big time here. So all the other cars were racing under green. Might see a couple double stacks. The Aston Martins are right behind each other, so this is going to hurt
And,
Ando
you know,
Cat
you can-
massively.
I believe Anocat was behind by about 4 tenths, and he's actually gone and tried to make a gap to his teammate. I don't think it's going to help.
Oh,
at
Spicer
all.
was sped into the pits.
Oh.
That's not good at all. That's really not what you wanted to do under safety car. 5-second penalty, that would be huge, especially in a DRS train.
Yeah, Ando's going to get held up massively here. Fortunately for him, I think he's only going to lose out to King J and possibly Nemo, as Nemo's on the medium tyre.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, we do have an intriguing battle for P2 going to heat up. Psycho.
Nemo
and
might jump
Bassa.
up to P2 here. Yes, he has.
Yeah. Well,
This
he-
is really
he
good for
hasn't-
Wingman, having Nemo between himself and Psycho now off the restart.
Yeah, especially with that 3 seconds.
Yeah, and pulling out of that DRS zone, very key. So that buffer of that Alpine, which is Nemo, will help a whole lot. Spicer, obviously, that 5-second penalty, he'll have to serve that at some point, whether as a time penalty or during the pits if we have another safety car potentially.
Yeah, he'll be
Saxa.
hoping for a whole lot of green racing to the end here. Another safety car will definitely ruin his race.
Yeah. Daxa, 30 seconds to his name, I believe keeper as well, and wingman. So, a couple of penalties here and there. Nothing too drastic so far for the rest of this field. But Andocat surprisingly hasn't lost out too much. Having to double stack, he's only dropped one position to his teammate.
Yeah, he's
King J
pretty lucky
separating the
there.
two Aston.
Definitely
Pretty
could've been
lucky
a whole lot
indeed.
worse for him there. If we look at the positions gained and lost right now, the big gain is Nemo obviously, but he's yet to pit. And then we've got Saxa up 6 positions and Bandcamp up 5 respectively, so that's very good from those two. Ando's also up 5 so far, and the major losers would have to be Quantum obviously spinning, and Pepsi as well, both down 9 and 12 positions. So this is massive for the championship right now, as Wingman's in first and Pepsi is currently out of the points.
Well, keep your eye on Quantum Effect down in P12. Don't forget about Apollo Pepsi as well, P14. Now P2 and 3 starters, both well down the order.
It's probably
Not
the
where they
last
should
thing
be.
Pepsi wants as well, having to fight Quantum
Oh,
just to get
true,
back
yeah.
into the edge of the points.
And just to confirm, Pepsi does not have any.
Oh,
real
Spicer's
damage.
pit to try clear his penalty, I'd say.
Maybe.
Well, if there's any time to do it, there would be the timekeeper also coming into the
I
pits.
think
So
that's interesting because he was quite high up the grid. He sacrificed a lot of track position here. I know the DRS train's pretty strong, but probably would have jumped a few drivers regardless, I think, off that restart. So be interesting to keep an eye on his race. That's very good for, of course, Pepsi and Quantum now, as that's a free position under the safety car. You'll take those every day.
Keeper pitting also means, yeah, now they're back to back. Quantum and Pepsi. And Ando
Nuts
as
in
well.
again. Oh,
Gets
nuts
in
on the
front of both of
hards.
them. Oh dear.
I'd
Wow.
say he's done that to tick off his tyre change because he started
Maybe,
on the
yeah.
meds, remember. So that's pretty smart from the McLaren driver actually. He can fit back onto the back of the grid and he can drive to the end of the race now, whereas before, as we saw in the tier 3 race earlier, there was a few guys on the softs and the meds that stayed out under that safety car and they didn't get another one, and it ultimately ruined their races as they went miles back on the grid there.
Yeah, and only 2 lap old, so he'll be on the same page as the rest of the grid.
We should catch the grid here because I presume the safety car will stay out for another lap now. It's only taken them round twice, so they normally do a maximum of 3 laps. So he should be able to catch back up to the grid. It's only 34 seconds. The safety car does go very slow around here, we noticed, so that's probably pretty lucky for the McLaren driver.
This safety cars spice this race up. 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, Ando, Decelerate, Quantum, and Pepsi. That'll be something to look out for. How they battle each other and the rest of the field.
Absolutely.
Where they'll end up.
You've got arguably 3 of the quickest drivers on the grid. Well out of position right now, so that'll be very interesting watching them come back through. So it could get pretty messy off the restart, and as they say, safety cars do bring safety cars, so it'll be interesting to see what happens off the start here. Because yeah, it looks like they are going around another lap, courtesy of Nut.
Well, at least one more lap of safety car running. And keep your eye on that Psycho Vasa Bandcamp battle for that P2 spot. Keep in mind, Nemo does have to pit. He started on those medium tyres, which see him in P2. I saw him jump because all those soft runners at the start did pit onto medium tyres and are behind Nemo at the moment, barring Wingman, who was lucky enough to have enough ground on the Alpine to stay in P1 and be directly behind that safety car. But just finish off this lap as Nut should get to the end of this grid by Brooklands.
Yeah,
I think.
so could be interesting for Quantum actually, as he's actually on 5-lap-old tyres. Pepsi on 2-lap-old, and obviously the rest all on the 1 lap. So Quantum might struggle at the later stage of this race with those extra few laps on his tyres, but I think he'd take that considering he was well out of it before that safety car. So good luck for the Red Bull driver, but it might be a bit tricky at the end.
Now, just want to draw your attention to the fact Psycho NP2 provisionally, he's yet to get a podium so far this season. This is his opportunity. 2 P4s in a row at Portugal and Imola after the break, along with a P5
the pressure on him
Austria.
now, Seb.
Well, he's going to have to deliver. If you want that podium, you have to deliver under pressure.
And to think,
So,
Imola as well, he spun at Aqua Minerale there, while in
yeah.
P3 I think at the times,
Yeah.
and to still get back to the P4 was it you said?
yep, P4.
So what could have been there, and I guess he'll be thinking the same thing here. If I just keep my head down, try to get past Nemo, tuck him behind Wingman, and see if he can hang on to DRS. The safety car's been called in, so interesting to see when Wingman goes here. Some people do tend to go pretty late, but a track like this is sometimes better to go early, I'd like to think.
Well, Wingman swerving, waiting for that safety car to come in, holding the pace, leading the pack of 15 drivers left in this race. Bully in the Ferrari, the only one to retire, as you see him swerving left and right and left and right. Waiting for that perfect time, waiting for the catch him off guard. He's gone, he's gone, he's tried to catch him off guard, but Nemo just about holding on. He doesn't have the traction there in the Alpine to hold on to him, and you can see he's already broken that 1 second gap before the start finish line. Magnificent get off by the Red Bull driver, keeping those tyres warm and whatnot. Followed by Nemo, Psycho, Vasa, Bandcamp, Saxa, Mika, King J, Andrew-Cut, Decelerate, Quantum Effect, Pepsi, Keep Up, Mr. Spicer, and Nut, all left on this grid of 15.
Yeah, Nemo's struggling here. Already
Nemo
out to
very much
1.6, 1.7 seconds, so this is really good for Wingman.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'd say Psycho is struggling as well because he's not really got those tyres fired up. He's not putting up the pressure on Nemo. T-Mac, you were going to say?
Yes. Oh.
Yes, yeah, good one, T-Mac. Yeah, great insight.
About someone, I forgot.
Well,
Psycho is dropping off Nemo a little bit here. This is interesting. I'm surprised Psycho hasn't quite got those tyres fired up and going like you said there, Seb. So he could definitely be under threat from Vasa and Bandcamps pretty soon if he doesn't get those mediums going.
tell you what, another Honda-powered car, and Quantum Effect is being put under pressure by Apollo Pepsi right now, but he's just pulled away slightly. He's getting a little bit of breathing. Remember, no DRS this lap or next lap. We'll have DRS on lap 14.
Oh, Psycho's getting close.
So close.
Oh, he's finally got those tyres going. He was
Safe.
struggling as you see how close he gets through Vale into Club. And that power down behind the Alpine.
Oh,
He'll be setting
Pepsi's
up
round
the move.
again!
No!
Pepsi spun!
Oh, that's a big spin! And
He's just avoided everyone.
but he's all the way to the back of the grid.
Oh, it's the last thing the Ferrari driver would have wanted. Spinning once already, fortunate enough to get a safety car, and he's dropped it again, putting him dead last.
Wow.
Well, if the first one damages ego, the second one will definitely damage pride. Psycho, Nemo, next to each other on track. Vasa right there with them, along with Bandcamp and Saxo. Mika outside of that DRS range that will come into play at the end of the next lap. Wingman has checked out all the way in front. He's 2.7 clear, and that is just growing and growing and growing from the rest of the field as we head on the run down to Cops. Nemo leading this little train of 5 as they're
Mika
so
again
close to each
lost
other.
DRS. The gap early, so that's definitely going to hurt King J and Ando as well.
Go back up the front. Oh, you see how close.
We can see a
Close
few
Psycho
overtakes
got,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
Look
he's
at that.
got it. Surely.
Nemo's terrible run through Maggots and Beckett's.
Ben's less
Giving-
than 10 behind. Oh, Ben's
Ben gone for a move with Vasa. Vasa looked like he got a bit out of shape through Stowe, but Vasa's coming back at Bandcamp. Now side by side into Vale. The McLaren edges in front of the Alfa Romeo. He takes before a great move from the McLaren, opportunistic, catching the Alfa Romeo off guard, and Psycho's got in front of Nemo. He's into P2, and Bandcamp needs to switch that Alpine quickly if he wants the DRS of the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, that was big from Psycho getting that move done just before DRS. He's almost pulled the gap to Nemo, but I think Nemo might be able to hang on here, and if he does, that's going to play a very tricky part for Bandcamp here.
Yeah, that was a really important battle for the race, and also important for Mika. He's blown into the DRS now and brought King J, Ando, Desire, and Quantum, some heavy hitters with him, all into the same pack. So
Whoa.
this could be
Band is
interesting.
all over the rear diffuser of Nemo here. He'll be sweating bullets.
Putting bullets indeed. That train gets bigger and Nemo's stress load gets even bigger as well. The weight is being put on his shoulders. The McLaren putting all the pressure in the world. You see Nemo missing the ABS of Cops. Bandcave getting slightly out of shape. You can see, don't tell me Band's going to go for a move into Maggots. He is risking it. He'll back out though, the wise hit that he is. He had a fair look at it, but he'll hang on to the hanger straight. No
he's
DRS
got
for
wide
Nemo.
there.
DRS for Bandcamp. Vasta's right behind, but Vasta's no good. Sax has got a good run as teammate points out. He's looking around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Bandcamp will look for the move down the inside of Nemo into Stowe. He's got that move done. Vasa looking down the inside of Nemo. Sax around the outside of Vasa. Oh, it's all happening right now. And Britton and Beaker's getting in the action. They might go 3 wide. It's 2. Oh, Sax.
Oh, Vasa's round!
Vasa!
Vasa and Saxo have touched. Quantum's in it as well. Ando's going backwards right now.
Wow, and almost...
Vasta. Wow,
Yeah.
Vasa went for a lunge on Nemo. It didn't pay off. Saxa was pushing Mika into Vale. That nearly could have ended catastrophically. Ended catastrophically for one driver. Luckily, not all of them.
That was crazy. There was all sorts of position changes right there. I wasn't sure which one to watch, but we've got the train going. Quantum's all over the back of King J here. He's using a lot of ERS to get this one done.
And here comes Saxa as well. They touch again! Saxa and Nemo touch, but nothing comes out of it this time.
Osmega's gone wide. Quantum's just going to say
Oh,
thank you.
is wow, 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 wow! What a move from Quantum Effects.
And Decelerate has spun. Decelerate goes all the way to the back, and Pepsi's on the keep his DRS. He's almost back in the pack as well.
Quantum already up
Oh.
to P6 off that restart. This is really good for the Red Bull driver. Provisionally P5 right now.
Quantum on a big charge as the cars around. That's Vasa. He's dropping down the field. He's
Vasa's
not having a
spun
good go of
again.
those tires. Those tires are gone, but Quantum Effect on a massive, massive charge. He pulled a brilliant move on Mika down the outside of the left field. He's got the DRS on Nemo. He's got the straight line speed. He's going around the outside on the run down to Stowe on the hanger straight. But Nemo trying to edge his way in the corner. They're still holding side by side, but the Red Bull pulls ahead through the corner. He's on an absolute charge. He's got Saxer ahead of him, and he's got Bandcamp down the road if he can dispatch them quick enough.
What a
Yeah,
lap
Nemo's
from
getting
Quantum.
slowed up pretty quick here, unfortunately. He's still holding on alright though, P6. Mika might take a bit longer to get past him here, as you've seen him dropping off a little bit. However, Nemo's made a mistake there. Mika might get him into turn 2. Sorry, turn 3.
Oh, he chopped it off!
Oh! Mika
Oh,
won't be
so
happy
close
with
to
that.
The Alpine. Also close to the Alpine and the Aston Martin. Now King J might have a look at the Aston Martin. And the Aston Martin of Anocat's in the mix as well. 3 cars of DRS
Quantum
all
on
behind
Saxa,
Nemo. Quantum
around the
Effect having a
outside.
go
Oh,
at
and Saxa's
Saxa.
just driven straight into
Oh.
him.
Saxa's spun, he's stopped it!
Saxa's just
Careful,
driven
it's gone.
straight
Oh.
into him.
And
Saxa around in the AlphaTauri. Gives a
might
free
have,
position to all
floor
those guys
damage there.
behind. He may. The Red Bull driver, nevertheless, charging on ahead. He's trying to build a gap on the Alpine and that train behind him. Pepsi's up to P9, by the way, guys. Pepsi up to P9. He's
That's
right
massive.
there, 2.2 seconds behind, now 2.1. He's closing on this train. Nemo holding up Mika through Maggots and Beckers. Look how hard it is for him to keep those cars behind. But look at King J's run. King J's got a great run on these two. This could get 3 wide. Nemo right side. Mika's pulled out. So is King J. They're going to pull each other down this hangar straight. Nemo has no answer to the Haas. Or Ando having a look, nothing coming over, but King J and Mika past him. Nemo comes to the piss. King J having a look into Vale, but he won't go for that move. He'll sit back, but Mika going deep. Through club they go now. The Haas speed sandwich between the Aston Martin and Ando getting a bit out of shape. Nemo a 5-second penalty as he enters the pit. Quantum effect, the fastest lap of the race, trying to catch down Bandcamp. Bandcamp is within DRS range of Psycho. It is all happening here in Britain as we head now on board with Anocat behind King J and his teammate Mika as he's trying to set up a move on the Haas down the hangar straight. Look how close he is. Look at the traction he gets. He's right there. He's trying to use that 80% ERS he has. They're going to pull each other down the straight. Mika's going to get overtaken by King J. He might get overtaken by Anocat. Look at this. Oh, look at King J. He's gone deep. And Anocat's been gifted.
Ano's got the two of them.
Beautiful.
Great patience from the Aston Martin driver. He's into P5. He got the move on his teammate. He got the move on King J, who went too deep, carrying too much speed into Brooklands. He's into P5. And honestly, guys, this race has turned up another notch.
It has.
There is so much going on right now. This band's still right on the back of Psycho as well.
He's caught up.
And Pepsi's all within DRS range of Mika.
Can't believe
Wow.
Pepsi's back in
Pepsi's
P8.
in
That's
the train.
massive from the Ferrari driver.
All that fighting helping. Bandcamp sizing up a move on the AlphaTauri. He's looking for another podium this season. That would be 2 in a row for the McLaren driver. Quantum effect picks up 3 cents time penalty. That's 2
massive.
points for Liverpool. If we have a late safety car, that could be massive in the context of this race. Wingman's, we don't need to talk about him, 4.5 seconds ahead. He is well and truly checked out of this race. He can just bring that Red Bull home, barring no safety car. But all eyes.
FC, fastest lap.
Pepsi is
yeah.
all over Mika right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a move done on the Wellington straight.
Yeah.
Can't forget Pepsi, can't forget Bandcamp, can't forget Andocat, can't forget Quantum as well. All these drivers putting on moves, not also well within DRS range of Keeper, who is within DRS range of Mr. Spicer, so a lot of spot fires all over this Silverstone track. Bandcamp close, but not close enough. He might be waiting for a move here. He's got 10% more ERS than Psycho on lap 18. As they head out of Luffield into Woodcote on the run to Cops.
Quantum
Pepsi.
slowly closing the gap down the Bandcamp here. It'll be interesting to see if he can get onto them by the end of the race and maybe ruffle some feathers.
Also, Ando's very slightly closed the gap to Quantum in his first time really in clean air this race. So we could do something cool here.
Yeah, interesting
I
to
feel
see
like-
Ando's pace. I'm
Yeah,
quite sure
I feel like that time penalty will certainly haunt Quantum in this race. If Andocat is able to just pull out a 10th per lap, because Pepsi you can see close so much as Bandcamp's going for that P2 move on Psycho. They're side by side through snow, and they're still going to hold it together. These two leveled heads, these old heads. Got that Psycho out breaking Bandcamp. Bandcamp looking for the switch back through Vale into Club. He's got better traction. He might try and hold this. Oh, down this main straight. Bandcamp having looked down the inside. Don't tell me you're going to do it, man. Don't tell me. This will be a brave move. He's going to hold it down the inside. He's going to push Psycho off the track. He's got the move. Put that to music, gentlemen. Great racing from Bang.
Oh, right. And importantly, Quantum in DRS now. Quantum is in DRS at the top too.
That's just experience from the Dragon there. Absolute experience on that move.
Yeah, you could say that's a bit out of character, but he's calculated that perfectly. But here comes Psycho with DRS still. He might have a look.
Pepsi might go for a move on me. I think Vassar's off again.
Vassar's got half a wing.
Well, it's looking promising for Vassar, but it's not going so good. Look at Pepsi. He's so tight to Mika on the inside of Brooklands, but Mika holding that inside line now through Luffield. Pepsi with superior traction on that outside line. Just able to get that more speed throughout the corner,
I think
getting
Mika
Mika.
conceded that one there on the exit.
Yeah, kind of had to give the respect to the Ferrari driver, had to give him the space, and as a result, loses out to P7, and that Ferrari.
Quantum does now. All over the back of Psycho.
We did
Oh.
get by though with the Psycho also in DRS with Van.
And keep in mind, this race is not over yet. There are still nearly 8 laps left. Or nearly 7, I should say. Of 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 to go.
So 7 to go now.
7 to go. You know, anything can happen. We saw in Tier 1 a lot of interchanging of positions for that P1 swap between Potsy, Mikau, and Hero. Still all to play for here. Pepsi still kind of in the mix for some decent point scoring position. All the races he's finished this season have been on the podium. The one race he didn't finish, obviously Monaco, keep bringing that up. Retired on lap 1. We see the Red Bull of Quantum Effect.
Quantum is all over Psychos through the corners, but I think Psychos just got the
Oh,
ERS over it.
See how close. Yeah, T-Mac, he got so close into Brooklyn's. The one race Quantum Effect one. Well, that was in France. That's been for him, but he's using a bit of that ERS. Don't tell me he's going to go for moving cops. So having a look, he's certainly juicing right now. Psycho's having to defend the inside into cops. Quantum will back out, but he's looking for that switch back. He's using more of that ERS. He's going to run. Looking into turn 11 and 12 of Maggots. He's going to have to back out over that sausage curb. He's going to have to bite in time. Now Psycho's out of DRS range. Quantum Effect getting a bit out of shape. He's losing the car. Oh, he's just held on. Just held on.
Pushing a bit too hard there, I think, for the Red Bull driver. He was all over the curves through every corner in that sequence.
And Pepsi. He's getting a run on the hearts of King J now. Finding his way up to P6. He's got Ando Cut ahead in P5. So a decent haul of points coming Apollo Pepsi's way. After what was a torrid start to his race. 2 spins in the first half of the race. And now he's back his way into nearly the top half of the points scoring position, and he sets the fastest lap.
Pepsi's flying.
Measure. Fastest man on the track, leading the championship. He's got that Aston Martin ahead of him. He's got a little bit of work cut out for him. We know the Aston Martin can be quite stout. Ando in P3 in that championship.
Wow,
Nevertheless,
that mistake, that really hurt Quantum. He has almost no ERS, and he's out of DRS now. Of Psycho and Van. Psycho did well to get back to the DRS actually, and now Ando's only 2 seconds behind in the Psycho makes another mistake, and all 3 of the cars behind are in the 3-second gap.
Quantum is really struggling, and as you pointed out just then, T-Mac, his penalty will see him drop into P7, allowing King J, Pepsi, and Endocat, if the race were to finish right now, to all jump 1 position, but we still have 5.5 laps remaining in this 26-lap race around Silverstone.
I think Ando's just picked up DRS.
I think he has as well. Now this has helped him as well, because Pepsi is right there. Now Pepsi using a bit of that ERS, so is Ando as they try and chase down the Red Bull in front of them. Pepsi, another purple sector 2, really lighting this track on fire as they go down into Stowe. Ando a bit of understeer as he's in the wake of that Red Bull car, yellow flags in sector 2/3. That is Decelerate, I believe, or Vassar.
I'm wondering if Quantum's got damage. He's
got
got
safety car! The safety car!
Safety car!
Oh my goodness, that penalty for Wingman and Quantum Effect will haunt them. I wonder if they'll pit.
Not Decelerate, the only ones that can pit. I think they'll be fine with the Delta. But
yeah, they've all passed the safety car, so
yeah, they've all passed it, but the safety car will still go slow. And in the Tier 1 race, it seems
now. If you're Wingman Bandcamp, any of these top, I'd say 7 runners, do you pit for soft tyres?
I don't know. If you're Mika behind Ando, I think Mika doesn't pit and almost gets to the front. Maybe everyone else. I think if you're the second car,
it's a tough call. This.
I think if you're Quantum and if you're Mika, you're the second team. You're gonna drop so many spots behind, getting stuck. I think those 2 might just stay out and roadblocks to their teammates. Spicing a drive-through.
Oh
no.
Speeding under the safety car for the Alpine driver, seizing get a drive-through. That will ruin his chances of any points. He'll have to serve that on the restart. There should be, I believe, at least 2 laps of racing, maybe 3. Hopefully we can get 3 so we can see a bit of DRS action on lap 26. But Bandcamp, I'd think I'd stay out if I were him.
I think Bandcamp will stay out. This is a real tough one because with such a long pit lane, Wingman will probably be thinking, if I pit, hopefully everyone else does, and I think with him doing that, the next 2 won't, and then the rest will stay out. But he has driven past the pits there, so I'd say
Ben might do opposite.
in doing that,
Bandcamp, Psycho,
they're all going to stay out. They're all going to stay out. Yeah.
And cat's coming. Oh, he's trying to fake Pepsi. It did not work at all. Pepsi
I think
did
Wingman
not
set
buy
the
any
trend
of
there.
that.
If Wingman
No
stayed
one
out, they
pit.
were all going to stay out.
Spicer pits, but here's a drive-through. Keeper pits as well. So the back 6 will all be on fresh softs, trying to get by the top 8. All on the one medium.
Wingman's only got to get a 3-second gap to Bandcamp, and there won't be any DRS. So, be very. I think he's got it in him. He showed tremendous pace all race.
It's a 2.5 per lap. He doesn't have any tyre advantage on the McLaren driver. But if Psycho were able to put a fight onto Bandcamp with the hopes of maybe stealing that win from Wingman, we could see Wingman pull away here. Now, it's all down to whether we have 3 laps of green flag racing or 2 laps. So at this stage, I'm thinking we're going to have 2 laps, because look how far behind Nemo is.
Yeah.
Bandcamp currently up 8 positions as well in P2, and Ando up 10 in P5. So, great drives from those 2 drivers.
And do you remember Nut pitting on lap 1, then pitting 3 more times to try and clear all the tyre regulations? He's in 9th place, the first one on the fresh softs. If he gets a few, he could get easily a few positions here.
Yeah, Nuts pit 4 times. So,
Well, he should be able to make those.
Here.
Yeah, he should be able to make those soft tyres work for him compared to all those medium runners ahead, who will have to do a bit of cautious driving through the first, lap or so, just to make sure those mediums are fired up properly and they don't spin through corners such as turn 1 or Cops or even Maggots Beckett's. But nevertheless, we will have.
Might be.
No, we'll have one more
lap.
lap. We'll have 2 laps of green flag running. As Wingman is pulling
Quantum
off.
might struggle off the restart here. I think he's got damage after his hit with Saxa, because he dropped his gap back to Ando very quickly. So he might drop back through the field here, and then especially with those penalties as well, that'll be the last thing he wants to. 3 seconds under his belt.
Yeah, so a bit of an update on the warnings as well. Band and Psycho 0 each. Obviously Quantum and Wingman with 3 seconds. They're only on 3 as well. Ando's on 2. And Pepsi also on 2. So
Not sure if Spicer's trying to clear his drive through.
I think he is. I don't think he can though.
Can't do it on the safety car.
No.
Well. Bandcamp, Psycho as clean as a whistle. And we have Wingman and Quantum Effect both in those Red Bulls with 3-second time penalties. Definitely, no doubt about it, going to affect those 2. But this is the last lap of safety car running before we have a 2-lap sprint. No DRS, all about true pace and what grip you have left in those tyres, and the ERS and how you use it. All that racecraft you've spent trying to, build up over time.
So
and you've got
I think
2
right
laps
now,
to use it here.
who is your prediction, Seb, T-Mac, on the win? Do you think it's Wingman? Do you think it's Band? Or is it even possibly Psycho?
Well, for me, it depends how the restart goes for Wingman determines if he can win this. If he is able to pull, I think, 7/10 to Bandcamp behind at the start-finish line, I think he's a good chance of winning this and pulling away. Because then he's got the buffer of only having to lose Band by about 1.5 seconds per lap. But if Bandcamp's tight to him, then he's got some serious work cut out for him. I think Bandcamp has enough class about him just to be able to hold on and maybe have a 10th spared in him to take that win from him. But it's all left to see. T-Mac, your thought?
I'm gonna go a bit out of the box here. I'm gonna go with Pepsi. I'm going with Pepsi to win this race. He's in 6th right now.
Well,
I'm saying he's overtaking all these guys.
Well,
Bold prediction. See if
Bold
it pays
prediction.
off.
T-Mac is going with Iguodala.
I think Wingman needs Psycho to attack Band here. Is probably his best bet at getting a win here. But someone like Psycho who hasn't seen the podium yet, I'd say he'd be pretty happy with P2 even after the podium. So
Band's hungry for the win as well, but
Oh, Wingman's gone. He's trying to jump him. He might have gone a bit early because Bandcamp is within 5/10 here. Oh, they go through Vale into Club. Can Wingman get that traction? He does. He's got those 7/10s. He's got 8/10s just about. As we start green flag racing now, overtaking is available for all these drivers. As King J spun already. King J has spun already. As we go through turn 1, 2, 3, Wingman leads, followed by Bandcamp, Psycho, Quantum Effect, Undercut, Pepsi, Mika, Nut, Decelerate, Keeper, Nemo, Saxa. Mr. Splicer is serving his driver in the pits. He's going to be jumped by King Joe, who has spun before the restart was even underway. But look at that gap. It has barely moved. It has barely moved between the McLaren and the Red Bull boys.
Yes,
Oh,
Mika's getting, Mika's got two very fast soft runners all over him right now. I'd say that's going to be him fighting that one off pretty hard for the next 2 laps. But Band has already broken a second to Psycho, so that's really good for his race.
Yeah, Quantum on the gearbox of Psycho as well, but he's got 2 on his gearbox as well. Ando and Pepsi, top 3 in the championship, not on the podium.
Oh, so close between these drivers. Decelerate has jumped Nut for P8. Those 2 soft runners exchange positions, but it all comes down to this. We have a lap and a sector to go. Wingman leads by 1.1 seconds. He needs 1.9 seconds in order to win this race, but doesn't look like he'll get it. Band is just holding on. He's got about 4/10 on him in this lap, and that's not enough for the Red Bull driver. But nevertheless, we look down the field. Pepsi having a run at Endocat. This is looking around the outside of Val. This will be a superb move. He's going to try and hold it. Endocat is pushing him through the corner, and so is Pepsi. Pepsi will take P5 from the Aston Martin. A bit of elbow out racing between the two.
Yeah, that's a great move from Pepsi. Ando tried really hard to defend that one, but I think he did all he could in the end there. Unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. And interesting to see if Pepsi's going to get Quantum anyway here on penalties, so be very interesting to see if...
Right back in the field.
Yeah, down the field, Keeper, Mika, not all having a go at it. 2 soft runners versus a medium runner. Keeper went for a massive send into turn 3, and it looks like he's pushing Mika onto the grass here, not giving him an inch. The Mercedes into P9, followed by the Aston Martin. Nuts gone deep now. Into Luffield they go. P8 and P9 and P10. Pepsi's gotten Quantum Effect on the run down to Cops. The Ferrari with some great pace throughout the evening. Finally gets his break. Quantum Effect unable to answer.
I wonder if Pepsi can get within 3 seconds of Wingman here. This would be massive considering lap 2 Pepsi spun and we thought this is Wingman's race. Pepsi's out of it. To possibly think that Pepsi could beat Wingman here is unbelievable.
We have a sector to go. Bandcamp looks like he's going to be the race winner. Mika picks up a 3-second time penalty. That will see him only lose out to pretty much no one. He should get keeper here. But Wingman, he's rounding the final corners. Bandcamp's run out of ERS deployment for the lap. Wingman crosses the line. We'll see what happens. Bandcamp will be our race winner as Wingman takes the judge's lap. Psycho to not get Wingman to the line, neither can Pepsi. Psycho will get his first podium of the season. Anarcate into P5. Decelerate jumps Quantum Effect into P6 with Quantum Effect's time penalty. Nut misses out on P7 by 0.3 of a second. Nemo crashes over the line for P9. Mika in P10.
And King J spun before the line.
A keeper, Saxa, King J, Mr. Spicer will all finish outside of the points.
The Dragon has won.
Race, gents.
The Dragon is back. He never left. Some might say he never left.
The fire in the breath has returned. If he even left the first.
Unbelievable that Wingman managed to stay ahead of Psycho, but massive drive in those last 2 laps to hold that gap.
But I'm pretty sure Psycho will still be pumped with a podium.
Oh, first podium of the season. I think any man will be happy with that.
All of the top 3 in the championship not on the podium.
That's a great shout right there. Bandcamp
up
getting
9 positions to get that win.
He's going to get some
P5.
He's going to get some massive points on Combat Rat, Andocat, and Quantum Effect for that battle for P2 in the championship.
Keeper just got a 20-second penalty from the AI. I think that's very Keeper. Very Keeper like that one. Driver of the day.
Yeah, that's who I'd give it to. Driver of the day, Bandcamp, well deserved. Did you see him on that top set of the podium in the Papaya with the McLaren? Congratulations to him. Wingman, unfortunate, but he did get that time penalty. Sees himself in P2. And Psycho, congratulations on his first podium of the season. He's in P3 in the AlphaTauri. Wingman gets the fastest lap in P2. And Polo Pepsi with a good comeback drive after spinning twice. Starting from P2, he finishes P4. Andocat with a decent drive from starting second last on the grid, gets himself up into P5. Decent points right there, 10 points for him. He gains on Quantum Effect for P2 in the championship. Decelerate in P6 in the Alfa Romeo. one of the factors we were talking about before, P7 after that time penalty season dropped down 3 positions with Nutt in P8 narrowly missing out by 3/10 for that P7 spot. Nemo in the Alpine P9, he'll be disappointed with the race, but I think he'll be happy just to consolidate some points with Mika rounding out the point scoring position in the other Aston Martin of P10. Saxa, King Jake, Keeper, Mr. Spicer all finished the race, but all outside the points with Vassar and Bully, our only DNFs. Boys, that was a great race. Any words?
That safety car really lit that race up, I think. After what was looking like a pretty settled-in race, a couple drivers spinning, safety car comes out, brings them all back together, and then to have that second one again to close everything up just when we thought Wingman was safe on the win. Absolutely incredible drive by Bandcamp. Surprised he knew his way back to the podium. It has been a while. But again, and Pepsi as well, considering he was dead last. He spun twice. To get all the way back up to P4 just goes to show what a driver he is in this tier.
Absolutely.
Well, I believe that's it from us. It is Hungary next week, I believe. No Friday series, but we'll be back same time, 5:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for Tier 3, starting off our evening at Hungary for AFR. From Seb, myself, goodbye. T-Mac, Trin, any last words before we go?
T-Mac?
That was my reaction, the whole race. That was insane.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. That was an incredible